Hey everybody, standing ovation here again with another break. And this one's going to be fun. I'm going back in time to 2002, 2003 to grab a product, Pacific Quest for the Cup. This is no longer made. Pacific is no longer in existence. It looks a lot like Panini does these days. I mean, there are a lot of the brands that Pacific put out have been absorbed into the Panini company, but of course Panini doesn't make hockey. They just use those ideas in other products like football and basketball. But yeah, I think this is going to be fun. 2002, 2003. I had a viewer, a young viewer, who wanted to see a box of this ripped, and it just so happened that I could get some, and I'm itching to rip some of the older stuff myself, too. I've been doing so much of the new stuff these days. Let's go back and have a look at some of the older stuff, because after the 90s, the hobby was in a bit of a boom, and this is right before the end of the company Pacific that I think went out of business in around 2004, 2005. So this is one of their last releases. There is an 0304 Quest for the Cup, and I actually have some of that coming too, so I'll be watching for that in a future break. But what's the breakdown? In here you're going to get 5 rookies. They're serial numbered at a 950. You could potentially get 3 mems in a box. There they are. They're not rare hits. Nothing super rare. There's no like case hit, if you want to call it that. There's no autograph stuff. This is before the big boom of autograph era, which started, yeah, well, I mean, 94, 95 was the first autographed 1 per pack set that Upper Deck put out via Player, but the autographs started to show up more and more and more as the era went on. And again, in the mid 2000s, there was kind of a correction in the hobby, and companies like Pacific went away, and Upper Deck eventually just took over. Bought everything. They bought Fleer, they bought Old Peachy, or at least they bought the names, and the rest is history. Now, who knows? Maybe Pacific will come back again one day under another release. Actually, I've seen that Panini did release Zenith Football. You can get Pacific Tribute inserts, which are kind of cool. Because I got to say, some of the designs that Pacific came out with over the years are really cool. And hopefully we see some of those out of this box. But again, this should have, there's gold parallels to the rookie. You're going to get 5 in a box, 1 per 5 packs. It's approximately 5 rookies in a box. Serial number to 950. Golds are 9 out of 325. There's serial numbers or parallel versions of all of the inserts, as far as I know. Maybe not all of them. But let's just see. I like the fact there's a mask subset in this. And again, serial numbered rookies. That's where it all sort of goes back to, right? 0203, we're looking for the big ones this year were Zetterberg and Rick Nash. Well, let's see what happens. Quest for the Cup. The quest begins. Oh yeah, and they also did 2 sets in a set, because Pacific did a complete line, which was a good idea, I think, called Pacific Complete. They put 1 card or 2 cards in every product, and it's a cross-brand product, so you had to get all the different products Pacific made to get all the different complete cards. But there's one Pacific Complete of Richard Jackman, card 461. I think it was 600 cards big, maybe even bigger than that. Okay, here's the design. Whoop, machine line right through the middle. Pascal Dupuis. You know, I must say, I don't know if I opened a box of this back in the day. I know I opened packs of this before. Marty St. Louis. There's Martin Havilat. And Glenn Murray. At Havilat's, I think, a second year. Second year Havilat. Well, 2001, I think, was his rookie. And my rookie is Eric Goddard. Again, these are supposed to be serial numbered. And they are. Out of 950 on the back, 567 to 950. Eric Goddard. I can't give you a whole lot of information on the Vernon BC's Eric Goddard. Born in 1980. He's you know, he's got some whiskers now. He's getting old. All you guys born in 1980 are in your 40s now. Look at that. Okay, well, there we go. Pack number 2. We got a Jarkko Ruutu complete card. I like the design. Maybe a little foily is a little, I don't know. I love anytime you see the cup on a Stanley Cup on a card. I like it. And that's the Quest, right? But you can barely read the name of the product there. Quest for the Cup. The evolution of technology and printing. These, I'm sure, imagine, would be just awesome looking in today's print factories. Anyway, there's Bobby Lou, Luongo. Ray Whitney, Blue Jackets captain of yesteryear. Here's my first insert. Is a cup. Chasing the Cup. Paul Correa. Man, he was exciting. Boy, and he really knew how to get knocked out, too. Well, I better put these cards in frame. That's bad. Okay, I think I'm doing all right here. Chris Drury, Sandy Osley. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's on every highlight reel ever of hockey. The Scott Stevens nailing. Was it Scott Stevens or Lindros? I can't remember who it was that nailed him. I think it was Scott Stevens. Just open ice. Wasn't looking where he was going and knocked him out. Just like that. Scott Stevens knew how to throw a check, that guy. Patrick Stefan, the most disappointing player ever. Nah, that's not bad. He actually had a bit of a career, but after a first overall draft pick, he's probably more famous for scoring on himself. Like in the most funny, hilarious goal ever for somebody to score on their own net. These print lines, though, it's a bit of annoying. Every first card in every pack seems to have a big scratch right down the middle. Here's the Cat with L.A. Felix the Cat. Vincent the Cavalier. Look at the flow he had. He rocked the flow. Forsberg insert is raising the cup. Very foily cards. I like these. Radek Bonk and Jeff Hackett. Okay. Carrying right along. Oh God. This is going to, like I say, 24 count. Which I didn't mention that important fact. But let's move along here. Brendan Witt. Capitals complete. Shanny, the GM or the guy in charge of Toronto. I don't know how much longer they need him in charge, though. Abby Boulin. Chasing the cup. Brendan Morrison. You saw him recently at a card show in Langley, BC, doing the autographs and stuff. Daniel Alfredson, Ziri's favorite player of all time. And Langenbrunner. Jamie Langenbrunner. An American, strong hockey player, the Langenbrunners. I think he has a sister that plays hockey too. Thibault is complete. We got Roy. Nice card there. One of the greatest goalies ever. Sammy Kapanen. Where's my first jersey card? Again, tribute to the man from St. Catharines making the videos for, what, 5 or 6 years now. Ziri's been doing it. Hats off to you, buddy. I just hit my 1,000, or I'm darn close to it as I'm speaking here now. Man, you got like 50,000. One day, I'm headed for you, buddy. Not really. There's so many people breaking cards now, it's kind of cool. Because, like I say, it gives you the opportunity to see all these products that you may or may not have ever seen before. And maybe save you the money from ripping the box. Or maybe it possesses you to go out and rip one yourself. If you do see something you like here, though, tap the like button. Help me out. Growing this channel is all I'm trying to do. And, yeah, well, that's not quite true. Because I'm trying to steer you to eBay, too, if you're ever buying. Go to my eBay page and buy from me. Standing ovation is what I use there. But here we go. Cliff Ronning. Dan Kluche. Inspired the name of a store. Okay, and Timu Solani. Hockey hobbyists will know what I'm talking about there. There's a gold rookie. Pisani. Fernando Pisani. And this is numbered out of 325. We'll look afterwards because I still got a Jeff Friesen and I still got a Moose Messier. Right on. Hall of Famer there. And this is numbered 100. 325. Fernando Pisani. From Edmonton. And playing on Edmonton. Cool. Cool. Let's fix this camera a bit so I don't keep putting them out. I'm bad. I gotta look at the picture from time to time. Yeah, Mark Savard. There he is. Another one of the guy that calls cards from St. Catharines seems to love. Todd Bertuzzi. Nabokov. Actually, I know a lot about Bertuzzi too because I lived in Guelph watching him play on the Guelph Storm for a few years. Hey, there's a good rookie card right there. That could be my box hit. Rick Nash. I don't know if he'll ever make the Hall of Fame, but he was a great player. Number 26, low numbered. 61 was his jersey. 26 of 50, Rick Nash card. Trying to get fingerprints on that one. Cool. Very cool card. Lindros and Elias. I like that Rick Nash rookie card. There's Jose Theodore celebrating a win or a goal. Matt Sundin. Probably the best Leafs player I've ever seen in my... I saw Daryl Sittler play as a kid, but this guy was a complete player. He was really good. Tommy Salo. I think he's got some kids playing in the league now. I saw a picture recently of him playing street hockey in Sweden with a bunch of kids. Chistov, whatever happened to him? He went to Russia pretty early into his career, and we never saw him again. Stanislav Chistov. Denis and Brodeur, another awesome goalie French-Canadian pair there. Denis, maybe not as well known as Martin Brodeur, one of the greatest, if not the greatest goalie of all time. I think he holds the state shutout record. I mean, Brodeur has got some records. Brodeur and Roy, that's been the debate. Who was better? Who is better? Gerard. Complete. Mogilny. He defected from Russia to play in Buffalo and then ended up as a Maple Leaf for a little while. Mike Comrie. Here's another chasing the cup. Marcus Naslund, longtime Canucks favorite. Joe Sakic and Thomas Wakoon. Another, speaking of the Vancouver area, there, Sakic. I don't know if he lives in that area, but I think he still does. Or is he a Colorado guy for life now? Runs that organization fairly well. Here's another complete. Darcy Tucker, one of my favorite Leafs. This guy really knew how to play hockey hard. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he was good. He was a good one. Darcy Tucker. Yuri Lettinen. Also one of the few to have the Habs-Leafs connection. Like, players who play for both the Leafs and the Habs tend to be good ones, I find. Yuri Lettinen. Because, I mean, those are the two biggest hockey audiences in the world. And if you can play on both those stages, you're doing something right. There's JR. He was never one of, the most, like, I don't know, he's got a bit of an attitude. That's the problem with him. Hedberg, Cheshmanik. And maybe it's not a problem. Maybe that just distinguishes Roenick from being, he's you know, in your face kind of guy. There's Hall of Fame jersey card. See, you like the jersey hits you're going to get out of this. I mean, not a problem at all. They're not numbered, but they're really cool. And they are game used. They're not just like today's jerseys where they throw a little piece of napkin on there. Little tissue. Little doily. Basketball and football, they don't even put real, they just put, you know, they're nothing. They're not even, they just put, this is a piece of jersey from something. There's Dmitry Yushkevich, another former Maple Leaf who played for the Kings and the Flyers, as you can see. Eddie Belfour, another awesome super goalie, maybe top 5 goalie of all time there. He was really good, Eddie the Eagle. Anson Carter also rocking a flow in that one. Look at the locks going there. Oops, there's Lindros. That's a gold Lindros. Let's check that out. Ron Francis and Jeff O'Neill. Maple Leafs, Jeff O'Neill, TV personality, sportscaster now, and also former Guelph Storm player. Okay. Anson Carter. Yeah, let's look at this Lindros, though. It's got a number on the back. It's got a number, and it's numbered out of 325. 229 of 325. That's a good hit. A lot of Lindros collectors are probably looking. I mean, there's more than 325 Lindros collectors out in the world, isn't there? Maybe? Maybe not. He used to be, he was the next guy. He was Connor Bedard back before the hobby hit the boom in 1990. They made hockey card companies for him. Score was basically released around Eric Lindros's potential career. He did have a great career, but concussions ended it early for him. And his brother, Brett, who was also pretty good. Morozov. Alexei Morozov. Ziggy Palffy. I've always liked that guy's name. Ziggy Palffy. Ziggy. Stevie Y, greatest Detroit Red Wing of all time. No, that's too many. There's too. Gordie Howe. I mean, Ted Lindsay. But Yzerman, wow, he falls into an illustrious group of top names of Red Wings. This guy, Michael Tellquist, I keep expecting him to play one more game for the Leafs, but that's never going to happen now. 22, 23 years later. Turek, Kovalchuk. Actually, my math isn't great. It's only 20 years later. Yeah. Okay. Number 946 of 950. Almost the very last one. There he has spent a lot of his career in St. John's. He eventually got traded. I can't remember where it ended, but he was supposed to be the Leafs' greatest of all time. Not really, but so many of these goalies that come up, and the truth be told, the Leafs, aside from Potvin and Bauer, most of the Leafs goalies, they've signed afterwards in there. They played well for somebody else before they got to the Leafs. Sopel, Cujo comes to mind. Terry Sawchuk eventually was a Leaf, I think. Allison. That's before my time, though, so I might have just made that up. Eddie Belfour, he was a Leaf there. We saw him. Bill Guerin. There's a nice card there. Look at that. Stanley Cup, all prominent. Raising the Cup, Mary Lemieux. Too bad injuries ended it for him. What was his back, really? And I can relate. I had a bad back for half the year last year. And when your back is out, your life is miserable. Because you can essentially function. I mean, you can do the things you normally do. Well, not everything, but you can move. It's just everything hurts. Everything's harder to do. It sucks when your back's out. Jerome McGinley and Danny Heatley. Okay, well, this has got to speed this up. Let's see if I can make this happen a little quicker, because this is halfway through the break, and man, I didn't want to have a half-hour break, but it's going to turn out that way. Let's make it happen a little quicker. Scott Stevens, we were talking about you throwing your checks around. Literally, he could throw checks all over the place too. And Russians and Swedes, and everybody. He was good at nailing people. Jokinen, okay, enough of my wordplay. Dougie Waite. Gold Vernon Fiddler rookie. I don't remember much about Fiddler other than he was a Predators early rookie. 74 of 325. That's the gold. Gold! It's gold! Korea and Kovalev. I think I got one more jersey coming. One more jersey coming. Maybe some parallel I haven't seen yet. I didn't look at the backs of all these, but I'm pretty sure all the inserts, a lot of the inserts have parallels, but I think they'd stand out a little bit. Todd Fedora. Maybe not. Ryan Smith. This is before Cardboard Connection had a website, so they're somewhere online you could probably find a checklist to this. Keith DeChuck. Just got overlooked. Father of Brady and Matthew. Martin Gerber rookie card. Again, he had a pretty good career. The Ducks goalie. 821 of 950. Named after the baby food. No, not really. I think maybe, who knows, maybe he's part of the empire of Gerber. He'd be really rich if he was. Bure as a Ranger, and Giguere as a Duck, who he pretty much always was a Duck, pretty much. Okay, let's get this going here. I guess I'm having fun ripping this whole time. 20 years ago now, I feel like I'm young and I could work hard again and I could last all night, and, well, maybe that's TMI. Samsonov. Nylander. Or now I've messed my system up. I got my packs too close. Let's put the packs back where they were, else everything's changed, and I don't like change that much. I do, but I don't. Stillman. Okay, here we go. See what I'm doing now. It's just I messed it up in the middle. Oh, gosh. Spezza. Well, that's a rookie year, too. That's not a rookie card because it's an insert. But 0203 was his rookie year. He was supposed to be, you know, he was really, in his junior days, Spezza was as good as a lot of guys, if not better. There's Yashin and Legwand. But again, he didn't, you know, he's kind of like what I think Bedard might happen to Bedard. He's good, but, you know, he's not that good. He's not like Ovechkin or Crosby or McDavid. Then again, I might be completely wrong. But Bedard, again, I think the hype is a little over. He's been made out to be a little better than he might be overall. But anyway, we'll see. Kolzig, he's about to get drafted. Pretty sure the Hawks are going to lock that one up. Mike Modano. But you never know. They could trade him. Amonte. Hainsey. Rookie. Ron Hainsey. There's a guy who, he won some cups. The quest was real for him. He got a cup. 36. Who did he play for when he won the cup? Was it Pittsburgh? I think. Hayduk and Turco. I forgot to mention, Turco is the surprise hit. There is an autograph you might hit in here. Numbered out of 500. That guy. Let's hope I've got one to show up yet, but that's probably fairly rare hit. Numbered out of 500 back then was, I don't know, it could happen. Somebody's got one. Blake Sloan. I'd say there's more than 300 of them out there probably by now. Kolzig. I don't know, maybe more than that. How many of these boxes are left? Brett Johnson. Michael Pekka. And Zadnik. Never spent a whole lot of time looking at the backs of these, but yeah, not any that exciting. Just 1 year of stats with career totals. And then we got Heatley. Chasing the Cup insert. Number 2. Cool. The Thrashers no longer around, but Gary Bettman keeps talking about, you know, they had the Flames, they didn't work. Thrashers, they didn't work. He's going to try it a third time probably before Hamilton or Quebec. Atlanta will get a third shot. You watch. Sheldon Keefe. Jagger. That guy. What an awesome player. Still playing, owning hockey teams. He's awesome. Dimitra, rest in peace. Died in a plane crash, if I'm not mistaken. That's sad. Tebow, gold. Just a gold, not a rookie. Jocelyn Tebow. He was a fan favorite. Kind of like a Felix Potvin type of guy. Never won anything, but he was always there. Good goalie. All-around fine person. DiPietro and Theodore. Tebow and Theodore. That's right. They were the teammates for a while there. Or were they? Did Theodore leave before Tebow came in? Or did Tebow leave before? I can't remember now. I think Tebow was before Theodore. And then Dick Ripietro? Okay. I don't know. But I think he's still being paid to this day. That guy was one of those, like the era of obscene contracts. Garth Snow took the GM job on the Islanders, and it just went nuts for a couple of years there. Nick Haviland. Marcus Nauslin with that machine line again. Grr, hate machine lines. Lidstrom, greatest defenseman Detroit's probably ever seen. I think so. Kip Brennan, never, I don't remember what happened to Kip Brennan. Rookie card there, numbered at a 950 again. And Kip Brennan from Kingston, Ontario, it says. He's 422, 950. Again, is he a defenseman? Yeah, it's just not a big name. I think I remember a little bit about his career, but not much. Like hearing his name in a game. That's about what I remember. Rob Blake and Yannick Perreault. Face-off extraordinaire. He could win a lot of face-offs, Yannick Perreault did. I don't know about much else. He was really good at face-offs. So is Peter Zezel. Some guys are like really good at face-offs, and that's about it. No, that's not fair to say. I mean, if you make the NHL, you're obviously an amazing skater and a really good hockey player. Zitnik. Morrison. Cujo as a Red Wing. It just doesn't look right. Of all the teams he played for, that's the one yeah. Modano. I like the card with the Stanley Cup picture there. It's a nice looking card, kind of like a color match thing, or by design. It's a Dallas card. Zamnov and Saku Koivu. Saku Koivu ended up being, what was he more favored in? Montreal or Anaheim? He had a great career in both cities. Kind of like Timu with Winnipeg and Anaheim as well. Then he played in San Jose for a while too. Timu did. Sean Horkoff. Is that a rookie card? No. It's hard to find the complete rookies because they're kind of undistinguished. They don't, they might say rookie on them. I can't remember. I didn't even notice if any of those had it. Cliff Ronning. Brett Hull. There he is. Another Hall of Famer. A great player. Hardest shot you could imagine. Just like his dad. Chasing the Cup, Kovalchuk. First round draft pick, but the year after Patrick Stefan, and I don't know, played with Heatley, another first round pick. I think Heatley was first. But Atlanta just couldn't get it off the ground. This guy came back for a year about a couple of years ago. Played 1 year with LA, I think. He's probably spent half his life in, playing in Russia as well as the NHL. There's Tebow again. With Satan. Miroslav Satan. Or Shatan. Satan. Oh, that's evil. 2 to go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please, if you haven't already, tap that like button. Even if you're not there anymore, tap the like button. I mean, that doesn't make sense, but I expect full attention next time if you left early. Chris Pronger. All right. I got that backwards. Chris Pronger, Hall of Famer. Mario Lemieux. That's a nice card. Look at the haircut. He just got it done that day, probably. And I've got a jersey card coming. My last one. There's Simon Gagne. Let's go to the back. We got Laine. Oh, no, that's Lalime. Patrick Lalime. I said Patrick Laine. It's not even spelled the same. There's jersey card of Kolzig. 2-color. Ole the goalie. South Africa's own. Ole. And, I forgot a Forsberg on the back. Fopa. Base card. Okay, I'm putting cards in the wrong pile. I'm really messing up towards the end. Yeah, that's not the first time that's happened. Again, TMI. Ole the goalie. I like it with the 2-color. 2-color. So, I got one last pack here. Let's see what it brings. Mario can go up on top of the pile. Let's see Gretzky. If I'm not mistaken, he wasn't a big thing with Pacific because he's always been part of Upper Decks Company. I know there are Pacific Gretzky cards, but let's see if I can find one here. Aaron Ward. Gaborik. That's the second year Gaborik. 0102. No, this would be the third year. 0203. Yeah, and same with a lot of these guys. I said 01. Heatley's is 001. 2001, not 2002. And this is 2003. Fedorov. That was, he was an exciting one to watch. One of the greatest Russians. I liked watching him play before Ovechkin came along. There's a gold rookie to finish us off. Stefan Veilleux. The Marty Biron, and the last card behind Veilleux stuck to him is a Theo Fleury as a Blackhawk. I forgot. He spent some time in Chicago. Unfortunately, he doesn't look like he's very sober in that picture. But he cleaned his life up. Good for him. Okay. 43 at 325. Veilleux. Yeah, I think the story was like when he was in New York, Broad Street, he would party and spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars at the bar every night, and then he'd be at the game the next day. So a lot of the games, and he led the team in scoring one year when he was pretty much drunk and high on coke the whole year. That's something. I mean, that's nothing to be proud of, but wow. Veilleux. Stefan Veilleux is the last rookie, and I almost dropped it and destroyed it forever. So let's do a recap. I got way more than 5 rookies in this. You're supposed to get 5. I got Veilleux Gold, Brennan Regular, Thibault Base Gold. Okay, maybe that's what it was. They're not all. You got the Hainsey, the Gerber, the Fiddler Gold, Telquist, Lindros Gold Base Gold Parallel, Rick Nash, Pisani Gold, and Eric Goddard. So this box way over delivered. For saying it only going to get 5 rookies in a box, I got 6 numbered rookies out of 950. Whoops. And 3 out of 325. Again, the Rick Nash was a nice rookie to hit, and the Eric Lindros gold parallel. So with a nice Mario Lemieux insert too. All in all, a lot of stuff in this box. It was a lot of fun. Again, I forgot to mention the price point with this was, I think it's about $100 US, roughly, 90 US plus shipping. And I don't know if I'd do this again because, again, it's a retro break. I'd probably rather grab something else and show you that. So we'll be watching for the 0304. I'll have that coming up very, very soon, too. Thanks for watching all these videos. Thanks for subscribing. Check it out on eBay when you're shopping, and I'll be back tomorrow with another break, or the next day. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow, but I'll be back. Standing ovation out.